The monastery had been abandoned since the plague. Moss swallowed the stone. Bells hung rusted and still. Sister Elara came not to pray, but to uncover truth. Saint Aurelia's relics were said to rest here. The bones of a martyr, a saint who cast out demons, but the walls told a different story. Carved into the altar, she found a sigil older than any scripture. Half cross, half horn, candles long extinguished, still smelled of smoke. She knelt, tracing the markings, and felt warmth under her palm. The air shifted, the silence broke. A whisper rose from the altar, not from memory, but from the earth itself. Elara, she froze. No one had spoken her name since she entered. Then the voice came again, deeper, layered. You came to read, little saint. So read. The stone beneath her hand pulsed. Blood seeped from the cracks, and in the distance, a bell began to ring, though no one was there to ring it. The air thickened with rot and incense. As Sister Elara stepped deeper into the ruins, her lantern flickered, revealing saints carved into stone, faces melted, eyes hollow, mouths frozen in screams. At the corridor's end stood a sealed chapel door, bound by wax and iron. Symbols of warding glowed faintly under her trembling hand. She pressed her crucifix to it and whispered, "Sancta Aurelia, guide me." The door groaned open. Inside, a cracked black altar pulsed faintly, humming like a thing alive. The cold burned her lungs. Beneath it, something moved. She brushed away bones and torn scripture until a small golden reliquary appeared. Inside lay a tarnished coin, etched with faces mid-scream. The walls sighed. Her crucifix burned her throat. Her reflection in the coin smiled back on its own. "Why did you wake me, child of light?" the voice whispered. The altar trembled. The coin spun upright, glowing red. A charred hand burst from beneath the stone. The lantern shattered, plunging her into crimson dark. And in that silence, her voice changed. "Let the mass begin." The monastery breathed. Every corridor whispered. Elara's footsteps echoed softly, blood trailing from her hand. Thick, black, alive. She stumbled into the refectory. Moonlight poured through shattered windows, painting her pale. For a heartbeat, there was silence. Then her blood rippled. "Elara," the voice rose from the floor. The puddle beneath her quivered, forming small mouths that spoke in unison. "Our vessel," she gasped, clutching her crucifix, but it burned like iron. The scent of smoke filled the air. Her reflection in a broken chalice smiled back. Eyes black as void, the blood lifted, swirling around her like red mist. Sigils seared into her skin. "Your faith is the door," the voice hissed. "Your body the altar. Your blood the offering." Candles ignited on their own, flames bending toward her. The crucifix melted into her chest. Her lips moved on their own, calm, reverent. "The Mass has begun." Thunder rolled above the monastery. Sister Elara knelt before the trembling altar, her eyes wide, her voice cracking. "Aurelia, have mercy." The air rippled like heat over fire. The crimson glow flared, pulsing with her heartbeat. Shadows slithered across the walls, whispering prayers backward. Laughter filled the air, layered voices bleeding through her lungs. Her limbs jerked violently as invisible hands twisted her body. "Your faith opened the wound," they hissed. "Now let it bleed." Her veins darkened like ink. Her eyes turned white, her mouth stretched in a scream too wide, too human. Black smoke poured from her throat, shaping faces that laughed and wept. The crucifix shattered, scattering molten silver. Then stillness. Elara rose slowly, her body trembling but alive, her face serene, her eyes wrong. The voice within her whispered through her lips, "The saint lives again, in flesh." Dawn never rose. The monastery drowned in red light as storm clouds bled across the sky. Elara walked barefoot through the nave, her steps in rhythm with unseen chanting. Empty pews whispered prayers backward. The altar waited. Upon it spun the black coin, humming faintly. Spectral monks appeared, kneeling, their skulls bowed. Elara raised her hands. Blood rippled across the floor, forming a circle that pulsed like a living heart. From its center rose a throne of bone, wreathed in black fire. The voice, now hers, spoke with divine calm. The monastery bells tolled, each sound shattering the air. Elara stepped into the circle, her skin splitting into light and ash. The throne accepted her, devouring her form in silence. When the echo died, only the coin remained, spinning, whispering, waiting. And from its dark reflection came a voice. "The Mass will never end."